Final talk, final talk, final talk with Tavis, with Tavis.
Just came from a store for teachers, buying school supplies. I tell you, too much money. It costs a lot. The things we buy for the kids to make sure that our rooms look good takes a lot of work and a lot of money. Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Vinyl Talk with Tavis. And I'm Tavis. Well, today I was going to do some work in my classroom, and this is vinyl related. And I walked in there and they were painting. I didn't know that. So that means that I have a day in which I don't have to be in the classroom working. But the thing is that a few days ago, I went to the Salvation Army and I did some calling around, and I wanted to know if they had just like a whole bunch of vinyl records that were not in their covers and, you know, just dirty, stuff like that. So they did. I went there, purchased all those records. There were like 40 of them. I got them for like $10. Old, scratched up. Some were in good condition, but I still needed to use them. So I went to my classroom and I made this border because I have this big space that just needed something to fill it in. And I wanted to do this bulletin board with the quote that music is the universal language that knows no borders. In my previous video, I talked about that. So I decorated the border with all these vinyl records and I used duct tape. Then I came in the next day and about 40% of those records had fallen. I was not happy because I did all that work and it looked so good. So then I had to spend about an hour and a half, and I hated doing this. I used a glue gun to keep those records up there. And I came in today when I found out that they were painting and they were still intact. So I felt really good. And then the painter, he put some plastic over the top portion of the border of the records, and the plastic stayed. The records were not falling. So I think that glue gun is really going to keep those records up. But I say all that to say this. When I first began that project, it was a great conversation starter. I think it's going to be a continuous conversation starter. I had some custodians come in, and they were like, one in particular, he said, "Oh, he's a vinyl collector." He said, "Oh, what have you done?" "What have you done?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "All these labels. I see Capitol and I see Motown." And I said, "Man, these are records that I got from the Salvation Army. They gave me a whole bulk or box of records without covers and sleeves. They're not playable. I tried to play a few of them. It was just awful. And so maybe a few are playable, but I wanted to use these records for Borders." And we just had this conversation about collecting vinyl. It's amazing. And he's probably in his, I think he's 63, 64. You know, it's amazing how many people love vinyl, young and old. But I remember him saying, "You're going to have to teach these kids what these things are hanging on this wall." Although last year I did give them some information about vinyl and how it's made and how the sound comes from the needle into the speaker. It's going to be a great conversation starter for the kids and for teachers and parents, I'm sure. But I have this free day, and I went to, the life of a music teacher. I went to a school supply shop for teachers in which you can, purchase books and borders for bulletin boards and all types of things for teachers. So I like to buy letters, pre-made letters like this, you see? And then you make words, and they're very colorful and kid-friendly. So all these letters are black and are I really like these a lot. I really like these. Ooh, I just love them. Spent too much money. We spend so much money to make our rooms look presentable and kid-friendly and bright, and kids like that. So I have this free day, and I'm excited. And it's hard to not make a video after a few days. I get this, I think I'm addicted. I love talking to all of you. I've made such wonderful friends in the vinyl community. I mean, but going back to that border thing, Value Vinyl, Steven, I love what he says. He says, "Vinyl lives matter." I love that. I love it. So I kind of feel bad that I have all that vinyl hanging up as borders for this bulletin board, but yet there's a purpose, okay? And the vinyl is not really in good shape, so that's my excuse. But vinyl lives do matter. I love that quote. Hey y'all, that's all I wanted to share. I just wanted to talk to all of you all. I love talking to my VC. I love it. I'm driving, as you can tell. Gonna have some dinner. I love my fish sandwich from McDonald's, but the McDonald's is being renovated, so I'm going to Burger King. Gonna meet a friend up there. Hopefully he's buying. We always share when it comes to buying. So again, as I always say, with music, be inspired and stay inspired. And I better watch the road.